All right, it is Friday, and that means it's time for an IG Live. So let me get my girls on here. Let's see, Ashley. And I'm not sure what Ashley and Allison are doing today. They're both getting on. Okay, so there, I'm inviting both of them. So today's live is all about metabolism. Metabolism is what we're going to talk about today. So while we wait for those ladies to get on here, anything that you're thinking of, if you looked at our little advertisement for our live, we said that we were going to talk about, oh, hi.
Hello.
I was just telling them that if they looked at our flyer for this week, they knew we were going to talk about metabolism, and that I wanted them to put anything in here that they might have questions about in regards to, what is metabolism, how, if they're wanting to know specifically like things that can affect metabolism. Hey, Miss Courtney. Look, I'm like, who else is
I know.
jumping on here? People are jumping on here. Yay. And I invited Ashley. Did she say she was going to be on today? I can't remember.
She's in the car or something, but I think she said she was going to be on.
Oh, she's driving to Utah or something like that. So we'll see if she joins us. She wasn't sure about her signal. That's right. I remember that now.
Right.
We've slept since we discussed that.
Yeah.
So then you and I will just go ahead and jump in. So again, for those of you who are on with us live or jumping on and watching this later, today's talk is all about metabolism and obviously what it is, but then more importantly, like how can we maximize our metabolism? I know when we discussed this, we said, we would try to talk about sleep, we would talk about water, we would talk about exercise, and then possibly like supplementation.
Right.
So
Right.
Let's just start here.
Okay.
How do you feel about your metabolism? And I'll go too.
Okay.
Ooh,
So honestly,
I think we should disclose our age.
okay, I'm 31. I don't really care. It doesn't really bother.
I know, same. I'm gonna be 47 this month.
Okay, and you look like you're 31, so it's fine.
Well, thank you.
But honestly, I always thought my metabolism was horrible, but I think too I wasn't fueling it right or what I needed to fuel it with altogether. And when I really went into prep and got a good coach, that's when I really started like noticing and doing different things between like just like everything. Like I don't know, I just more whole foods, less like when I have snacks more of the kids and that kind of stuff, like I know right then and there like I'm ruining it. Like
Your metabolism?
yeah. Like I can tell like everything is different. Like her energy is an 18-year-old.
I know, I read that. I was like, yeah.
No, but like I think it's better now. I'm actually working with a coach to like get everything under control and get everything back on track. And like obviously our supplements do help, but I think it all comes back down to food. Like, and we talk about this every week.
Yeah.
But
it's intriguing because I've got almost 17 years on you. And when Allison and I met, I was like, I could be your mom. And we laughed about it all weekend, but obviously we are great friends and I'm so thankful for that. But I digress. At 40, almost 47, I have definitely had time. I think this is the big thing. I've had time to kind of refine my metabolism.
right.
And our metabolism does change as we age, but it's a science experiment, people, that you can figure out. And you mentioned that if you find that if you're eating like processed foods, like if you gave the kids snacks or something like that, people often play the blame game for their metabolism. And typically, yes, obviously genetics play some part in it, but what we're going to discuss today are all the things that you can control, some of the controllables, and you can actually tweak your metabolism.
You can control everything in life, but it's just how much work are you willing to put in?
Yeah. You know, we're all born with a set of genetics, and I'm here to tell you that my parents don't look like this, but I've made a concerted effort to,
Yes.
I want to be really healthy because I intend to live to be 197 years old and still be doing things with my kids.
Laura's gonna be in the newspaper. She just hit 207 years old.
And you know, keeping my metabolism and keeping my health up is one of part of that. So what is metabolism? It's literally how your body breaks down food into energy, period. Notice it's food.
Yes.
Food into energy. So when you said so much of it comes down to food, people, so much of it comes down to food. So we'll just start there with food. Gosh, I mean, that could be like 6 days of conversation, but you already mentioned the idea that we need to eat whole food.
Right.
But what does that mean?
So I would say fruits and honestly, for me personally, when I do fruits and vegetables, when I do chicken or ground turkey and rice or potatoes or something in that nature, I eat the same stuff almost every day. And if I'm not eating goldfish, animal crackers, all that stuff in between, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I got a rockin' metabolism. And literally, it's so crazy because I'm learning so much just being on an off season right now that even if I snack on animal crackers, goldfish, pretzels, it's just shit. And I honestly wake up inflamed the next day.
Yeah. You know, I think we've just, again, the food market has become, it's a moneymaker. And so we have a ton of processed foods and ultra processed foods that are even marketed as being healthy, and they absolutely 100% are not.
Right.
And so when we think about whole foods, we've got to go back to, you know, how do things come in nature or in its most natural form possible, getting rid of those additional ingredients, which are often concocted chemically, because those things actually gunk up our metabolic systems, like our gut, which your gut is in charge of your metabolism. So, you know, doing that alone, going back to just eating clean food, it's going to do so much for your metabolism. And I literally had a bathroom conversation about this today in the gym locker room, because that's what we do. I'll go in, I'm going to the toilet, and I come out. I still have my headphones in. Music's loud. It's on noise canceling. And this woman next to me is like, and I was like, hold on, let me hear this. And she was like, are you getting ready to compete? And I'm like, no, this is me just living life. Just like, how is this possible? How much wine do you drink? I was like, 0, ever. She was like, no alcohol. I was like, correct, no alcohol. She's like, well, what do you eat? And I'm like, real food.
And honestly, that is one of the biggest things in this time and age right now is alcohol.
Oh, I agree.
When I did 75 hard, I probably almost a year ago now, whatever. After I had Tony, I did 75 hard. I told everyone when I was doing it, it wasn't the 2 workouts a day. It wasn't the 10 pages. It was no alcohol for 75 days. People thought I was freaking nuts. And I was like,
you know, it's interesting.
That's the easiest part of the whole damn thing.
Yeah, well, for you,
right.
You know, there are a lot of people that certainly have at least 1 drink a day or maybe more.
Right. I can't hear you. Oh, now I can. Wait.
Okay. I listened to a phenomenal podcast. It was Huberman's podcast about alcohol, and it was just a clinical, what does alcohol do to your system? Good, bad.
I'll listen to that.
And it was, I think it was almost 2 hours. It was long.
Okay.
But it was, I already subscribe to the kind of non-alcohol because I don't really care about it. It doesn't float my boat much. So, but after listening to that and listening to the science behind what it does physically to your body, I was like, I would never let a drop of alcohol in now, because it just does so much damage, like inflammation wise, to your brain, to your, even very small bits. But when you want to talk about metabolism, it slows down your metabolism. And I'm talking one drink slows down your metabolism for like almost 72 hours in some people.
Holy
So
crap.
it's not the alcohol per se, like the actual drink itself. It's the inflammation and what it does to your metabolism that then causes these like ripple effects that are lasting for days. So you have to be very careful if you want to imbibe, if you want to have a drink, like you just need to choose really
But also,
important times for you.
people have one drink, 72 hours. It's like literally, that's why, first of all, you're not losing weight.
Yeah.
If you were drinking Saturdays and Sundays, it takes freaking so many days for it to come out. So it's like, you're no wonder why you can't lose weight or you can't get your metabolism going.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And again, I would reference, if anybody wants to listen to that, I'm happy to send them the link for that podcast because it was intriguing.
We
It was
could
really
do a whole
intriguing
episode on alcohol.
Oh my goodness. I get really wild and people get really offended because people are very passionate about having their drinks of alcohol.
It would be a good conversation, I think.
And again, we all get to make the decision. That's the crucial piece.
Yes.
We all get to make the decision. So if you enjoy that.
If you drink alcohol,
we are not hating. We are not hating.
Don't get me, I will have a drink here and there. I mean, I live at the beach. Like, it's like, I do. And like, I don't mind, but like, one is good. I don't even need to have one.
Yeah.
Like,
what I found is that the drinks that I like are basically desserts. So I should just have a dessert.
Yeah. Well,
and not a drink.
You want a drink, you should just eat instead.
For me, because they were full of like sugar and stuff like that. So I was like, this is just a dessert. So why don't I just have a dessert instead? Anyway, so
okay,
so the first one is, we get off topic every week. Okay, so the first one is that we need to focus on the food that we're eating and finding what works for you, because like you said, you love eating fruits and vegetables, and you mentioned like ground turkey, ground chicken. Everybody's body biologically is a little bit different, but the crucial piece is real food as it comes in nature. What the combination is going to be different for each of us, but just doing that alone is going to reduce inflammation, which is going to help your gut, which is in charge of your metabolism, to speed things up. Next, so you mentioned 75 hard, and you mentioned 2 workouts a day. I know a little bit. I don't want to get into 75 hard. It's definitely not for me, I can tell you right now. But let's just talk about, because I know that there's a component where you had to like walk and do stuff. So when we talk about exercise and what it can do for our metabolism, like people are like, oh, I should exercise. Well, are there some exercises that are better than others? Are there certain things we should be doing? Like what have you found in your life and in your, working with your clients as far as metabolism goes and how we can kind of help?
For me personally, I have noticed, even like right now I'm walking on my walking pad and my goal is to hit 10,000 steps a day. I mean, it's not easy I'm home and I can usually hit around 5,000 being home with the girls all day. And I'm like, dang, I feel like I should have like 20,000. But it's really eye-opening too. But I will tell you, I have started to hit 10,000 steps. Like, I will walk at night. I will do all of the things. And I feel the best that I have hitting 10,000 steps a day. And that is just walking. Like, I'm not running. Like, yeah, it's everyday steps that, like, I work out, I get steps in, all the things. But, like, I'm not running. I'm not doing stairs. I'm not doing, like, the elliptical. It's straight walking. When I need to catch up. So, like, and that has been the biggest thing for me. Even just, like, going to the bathroom, I've noticed it's better. It's crazy. Like, it's literally like, I mean, yeah, it's not easy to
if you want things to move in your body, you've got to move.
Well, right. Exactly. So, like, for me, and, like, I'm like, wow. And, like, yeah, like, last night, did I want to go outside when it's 90 degrees outside after the girls went to bed and freaking walk 2 miles to get my 10,000 steps in? No, I didn't want to, but I knew walking on the treadmill, I'd rather walk outside.
Yeah.
It makes time go faster, I think. So I just noticed getting my steps in 110% has been like a game changer. There are some days I do not want to do it. Obviously, we went to the salt room today. We're going out for dinner tonight because my mom has the girls. So like, I'm like, I need to get my steps in.
Yeah.
I owe it to myself.
Well, I think a crucial piece there is when people are thinking, you know, exercise, they think they have to go to the gym. Everybody can walk. Everybody can walk. You don't have to spend money joining a gym. Everybody can walk. That's one of the genius things that I like. I think this might be a little too sciencey. You disappeared. I hope you just didn't like hurt yourself and fall off your walking pad. Okay, you're back. I was like, she just left.
I had to let the dogs and they were barking.
Okay. The way our metabolism works is that whole idea of using food for energy, that sometimes, like when we talk about, you know, really like firing up your metabolism so that you're getting that leaner look is usually what people are talking about when they talk about firing up their metabolism, which means utilizing fat as an energy, which is really impactful, versus utilizing carbohydrates as an energy. And see, I told you, I was warning you, we were going to get a little sciencey here.
Yeah. So, no, you're good. You keep going because you know all this, and I just listen and learn.
So we have different energy systems in our body that can tap into different sources of energy, meaning carbs are usually in our bloodstream. And so when you have to like sprint or do something very quickly for a very short duration that's like high intensity, that's carbs. You can pull them and use them really quickly. When we're talking about longer duration with lower intensity, so like you're walking, our body actually has time to pull from our fat stores to use energy, because it's actually harder, like the little robots in our body, I don't know what to call them. I'm going to call them little robots because I don't want to get too technical. They're like, hey, let me go inside this fat cell and gather the energy and put it out there. That takes more work than the stuff that's coming just straight from sugar or carb that are in your bloodstream. So we often, and I think women probably a lot more than men, focus on cardio, and they go in there like, I got to sweat and work really hard in this cardio session, thinking that's going to boost their metabolism. And it does temporarily, like while you're doing that work, but afterwards, like that's it, like you're not really tapping into that. And if you constantly work at that really high intensity, you're only always using carbs, and you're telling your body to only use carbs. So you're like teaching it to use that energy system. Whereas if you can do like more endurance, lower intensity, and then little high bouts of intensity, you can teach your body to use fat more. So like that little cusp of where you're just starting to be like open mouth breathing and like it's getting hard to talk, that's where you're kind of moving between the two energy systems of utilizing fat and then utilizing carbs. If you like cannot talk, you're like hands on knees, bent over, that's your carbs. You're just burning carbs at that. But if you're like able to have a conversation, you're probably utilizing fat. Now, I say all this knowing that people are going to like take it to the extreme and say, well, then I'm going to only do this. I'm only going to walk really slow and that's it. Wait, I didn't lose any weight. Well, obviously there are lots of ramifications in there, but you talking about adding 10,000 steps is one way to start trying to prime that energy system, your aerobic energy system. Another thing is lifting weights. Yes. The more muscle you carry on your body, the more when you're at rest, energy you're going to burn, just generically. Yes. Like if I have more muscle than the person next to me and we both lay on a couch all day, I'm just going to generically burn more over the course of the day because it's harder to keep muscle fueled. So lifting weights and lifting heavy enough that you're actually like creating muscle is crucial if you want to boost your metabolism like overall. Because if you go in and you do a heavy weight session and you leave the gym, guess what? You're burning at a much higher rate for like 24 hours. Right. As opposed to cardio, you're burning just during that session. So,
and that's why everyone should be lifting weights.
People Plus is good for bone density, like good for your posture. It's good for your lymphatic system.
Yeah.
So, I hear, especially my female clients all the time say, I don't want to get big. You're carrying around a 30-pound purse and a 30-pound baby on the other hip, and then you're like, I'm going to use these 5s. You just carried 60 pounds around all day while you were shopping, and you think you need to use 5-pound dumbbell. I'm here to tell you can lift for years with really heavy weights, and you're not going to get big unless you start using some crazy steroids and supplementation that most women just don't carry enough testosterone and other types of hormones that make that kind of muscle. When you see women who are big like that, they're supplementing with
there's something right. There's something going on.
Something else. So, I'd say those are the 2 big things when we talk about exercise, like utilizing something free, like walking, and then lifting weights. So prioritizing those 2 things, especially if you're short on time, is going to allow your metabolism to just boost itself more.
How is your metabolism?
I have a good metabolism. I carry a lot of muscle.
Did you always have a good metabolism?
Obviously it's hard because when I was a teenager and stuff, I don't know that I was necessarily thinking about those things. And naturally, when you're younger, your metabolism is running hotter or higher. I certainly was not focusing on healthy eating. Let's just have real talk. I remember going to this, I can't remember what it was called, but it was during the lunch period, you could go get snacks and buying Butterfinger candy bars.
Okay.
And eating them after I ate lunch, which is appalling now.
No, right. But now, you're talking you have a good metabolism, but also you're doing all of the hard things to keep your good metabolism.
Yes. And again,
and I don't really
it's practice over time.
Right. And I don't necessarily think it might have a little bit of genetics metabolism, but in the long run, I really don't think it does. It all depends on what you're doing and how you're feeling your body.
Yeah. Consistency too.
Yes.
I really try to focus on gut health.
Right.
And keeping my gut health really in my microbiome in a good place, which is I think that's one of the most critical things when we talk about metabolism.
Right.
So, and then again, all this other stuff we've talked about. So let's talk about sleep.
Okay.
Because we talked about sleep just by itself in Alive, and how that can affect your metabolism.
So sleep, obviously, as a mom of 2, I'm constantly woken up in the middle of the night. And I really never really had an effect. It never really, I don't think, affected me. I think my body's kind of used to it because it's consistently getting woken up. And I just get used to it. But I do need good 9 hours of sleep at night. Don't get me wrong. I need my sleep. But we go to bed super early because I do know we get woken up a lot. So I do prioritize that. But when I was in prep and I wasn't sleeping good, it had a big factor on my stress and all those levels not being good.
Okay.
And that's when I noticed it the most in prep. Now I'm sleeping good, but in prep it was they were you need to sleep, you need to sleep, you need to sleep. You know what I mean? It was very
well, we talk
wow, okay.
about, have you ever heard the expression when babies are sleeping, they're oh, they're growing?
Yeah.
That's when you release human growth hormone. If you have high quality sleep, and if you guys don't know what human growth hormone is, it is literally the fountain of youth. It keeps you young. It keeps your hormones in check. It keeps your metabolism high. It keeps your bones strong. Helps build muscle. People go illegally dope HGH, human growth hormone, because it's so amazing. But you can get your body to produce it well if you get into really great sleep rhythms. I have to admit, I am a terrible sleeper. And I try to practice sleeping better. I'm I'm going to bed. Everyone's it's still light outside. I'm I don't care. I need to go to bed. I need to sleep. Because it's so critical. Literally, again, I know we talked about this on the sleep live, that you can get, like, you can start having hallucinations, and people can eventually die from lack of sleep.
Yeah, I mean, it affects everything too.
Yeah.
Just like food, like your body needs to rest at some point.
Yeah. And the human, again, it's so hard. We can never just like lay a blanket, oh, everybody needs 8 hours. That's what they always say. Well, that's not true.
Right.
Every human's biology is a little bit different. Everyone needs a little less, a little
use
more.
A lot.
Allison's like, I need 10 hours. I found that I can function okay on like 6, but that's the point of diminishing returns for me. Like 6 hours is, if I do that more than one time,
Yeah. That's the thing.
It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly.
It catches up to you, and then you need like 12 hours to catch up.
And in actuality, we cannot catch up. Like we think we're gonna get. I only got 6 hours, so tomorrow I can sleep in. Well, that sleeping in doesn't. You might like think you feel better, but it doesn't really actually help your body. Right. So and I'm gonna go back there. Alcohol, people are like, well, I'll just drink some alcohol and it'll help me sleep. That actually makes you sleep worse. Like, I don't care if it's 1 glass or it's 17, like, because the quality of your sleep is you're not going to go into that deep sleep where you have REM and release HGH. So sleep is a big one for metabolism, because we need to get that REM sleep, and those ideally 5 REM cycles. You should have 5 REM cycles in a perfect world that total about 2 hours over the course of the night. So if you have ever like worn a device that can help to monitor your sleep.
Our bed does it, but like we have a Sleep Number bed, so it does all that for you. But like I never really like looked at it like that. I should.
Yeah, I would encourage anyone who is maybe struggling with sleep, and I have a great podcast for you as well, because I just listened to it the other day. I was like, look at this podcast on sleep, and it's this guy Michael Gervais, who works with big time Fortune 500 companies, loads and loads and loads of athletes. He's a sports psychologist. So he's talking about, trying to work with the best of the best in the world and help them perform well. Right. So he studies sleep, and he did a podcast about sleep and how you can improve your sleep. But having a device to actually try to look at those things and get better at sleeping, which has been my goal for many years. Is something that we can do. And again, if you're interested in that, I'm happy to share that podcast as well. Okay, so where are we going next? We did exercise, we did sleep, we did food, supplementation. So
this is gonna be all you, because like the science behind all the things. I just take the products and they work.
So again, there's no magic pill.
Right. Exactly.
I really want to emphasize that. And I know that you work with your clients in this way too, that we can't, I'm always going to say, it depends. Let's talk further. There are all these dietary supplements out there that claim we can help you burn more calories, we can help you lose weight, and we can speed up your metabolism. And we have to remember the FDA they don't ask for any proof for these claims, so supplement companies can say whatever they want, basically. So we need to go back to what science we know exists out there that's proven. So things that are natural boosters for our metabolism, and I say natural meaning like we talk about, peppers, things that can help to decrease inflammation. So that's how they're going to help boost your metabolism, and or improve your energy so that you can sustain your productivity throughout the day. Those are really the crucial bits. So I know this is something that you take, right, Vern? I do take this every once in a while. I try to be careful about my caffeine intake, and I kind of switched some things up recently so that I could take this more often, kind of see how it felt. So if you guys are wondering, it's called Burn. What it does is it's tapping into natural things, and I'm going to read the ingredients here, that are going to help to increase your energy and reduce inflammation / then hopefully boost our metabolism. Those are the keys. So when you look at Burn, look, I have to do this. I do this, and then I have to do this. Because I'm 47. Because I'm 47. I was like, man, I can't hold that quite that close. I don't need readers yet because I did buy some. I was like, fine, I'll buy some. And then I was like, whoa, those are too strong. So, and they were like the smallest. So I was like, I don't need them yet. I just have to hold it a little further away.
Just one back here. This is Laura. I'm just going to read the bottle.
So berberine root, the coffee bean extract is in here, kelp extract, cocoa beans, olive fruit, green tea leaf, guarana seed, green coffee bean, let's see, allspice fruit, cinnamon bark, and ginger. That's what's in here. Those are the ingredients. That's it. Like literally, that's everything. I just read you everything that's in here. So there's nothing that I couldn't pronounce. Number one. Number two, there wasn't anything. So that means, you know, also then there's nothing synthetic in this that's trying to, you know, there were some products back in the day that are now banned from the market that were basically ephedrine, like they were a hardcore drug, and they're like, we're just supposed to speed up your heart, like. So that is not what this is. This is these are things that have thermogenic properties that we can then use to help our metabolism be more efficient and be more effective. So tell me about your experience with it real quick. I know we're at our 30-minute time, which we'll try to wrap things up.
I do like Burn. I take it, like you, I take it once in a while. I drink a lot of caffeine, but like, I'd rather drink, like I mean, I'm not a lot. I drink like a go in the morning and like sometimes a coffee or something. Like I drink one in the morning, one in the afternoon, which isn't really that much, but I could really replace it, the afternoon one, with a Burn. I know I could.
And just to show you guys, it's a vegetable tablet, okay? That's not plastic, that's a vegetable tablet.
So, I do notice when I take it, like, I have more, even energy, it's like stable.
Okay.
Like I'm
so
not
we
like,
have the neurotropic things that are like, they help you focus versus like a spike.
Exactly.
So this is more of a stable.
Yes, I do notice that with it, and I really do like it. And I mean, as far as metabolism, like I take it, I honestly do take it most of the time pre-workout.
Oh, okay.
Because I take a non-stim pre-workout with creatine in it, just because like that's what my coach, like, I mean, I could take a regular caffeine, but I don't take caffeine when I use pre-workout just because I don't like it. So I will take that, and I do sweat more.
And that's probably the cocoa bean. There's regular cocoa beans and green cocoa beans, and maybe the green tea. Green tea is a much more, if you guys are wondering, cocoa is a more, like a little bit more of a spike, whereas green tea is a more, much more level.
Right. And like,
focus.
I know, and like I do it as a pre too, because like sometimes I know some people out there, like if they can't drink pre-workouts, it's too much on their stomach. It's too much, like anything. This is literally like take a sip of water and take it and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I like
it. Because it's just a capsule.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will admit, because again, I am naturally caffeinated. So I hadn't tried it much.
You have no little kids right now either.
No.
I'm like, give me all the drink.
Yeah. So I have been trying, I've been taking it, and I actually have really liked it.
Okay.
In that I have not felt a spike, because I do not like pre-workouts. I am telling you, even the ones that are like, this is only 100 milligrams of caffeine, which is apparently low, because there are some that are like 300. Yeah. Every time I take something like that, even when it's really clean ones, I feel nauseous.
Yep.
Every time. And I've even had like, I was like, am I having a heart attack? And realized it was the pre-workout, and it wasn't even a high. It was like a 200 milligram. But
all the other
it
stuff
made me so jittery and wild that I was like having like a panic attack on top of like just my body being like, "Mah."
Yeah.
So I haven't felt that at all with this. And my client, I have lots of clients who take this and love it. I was just like a little worried because of my own reactions, because even if I drink, like if I drink a nitro cold brew, I will feel nauseous.
Yeah.
And no one will want to be around me because I'm like on level 27 out of 10. So
yeah. No, and I just like this.
I'm really impressed.
I feel like it's really just like what everyone needs, like that middle, like, and some people love that feeling where they're like ready to crawl out of your own skin, and they like that. But like me, like I'm just with you. Like, no, don't give me that.
Yeah. So the other thing is that this is on sale right now, right? Yeah. So until the 16th, I think, of September. September 16th, it's $10 off.
Yep.
So
and you can get the lean body system, which we've talked about before. That's literally, I think, a staple. That you can get that $10 off if you're a new customer. You can get $20 off.
Yeah, it's crazy right now, the discount, because it's any combo that has burn in it. So if we're here talking about metabolism, you add this with the collagen CLA formula, which is also meant to help that process of fat management, and then activate, which is in that lean body system, which is my go-to. I do that every single month, like hands down every single month, because it is a gut reset.
Right.
And people, that is your oil change.
Yeah.
You oil change your vehicle and you don't miss it. So why aren't you doing that to your
And it's not
body?
like a freaking cleanse that's going to make you poop your pants.
Oh no. Like I am not on those cleanses. This is literally just an oil change for your liver.
Yeah.
Like it's a very light little scrub to make sure all your pistons are firing and you're getting the best gas mileage.
Yeah.
Because your metabolism is your gas mileage, and you don't want your gas mileage to be poor. So yeah, so burn $10 off through the 16th. If you guys are interested in that, let us know. I posted a whole bunch of stuff about this in my stories today. So you can go there. I know you've been posting some things too about the lean body system.
I'm going to post like the different like bundles then too. So I'll share this and then post the different bundles too. So people can kind of see like what other things, because I'm sure other people have. I mean, we have like a sports package. We have like a gut package. Like we have everything. So
yeah, I shared all my favorite things today, because in September, every Friday, I'm giving away something as a part of my birthday. Today is actually burn. So yeah, it's you guys look at our stories. We will put more information in there, but of course you can always comment in these lives.
Or message us if you have questions on your own personal stuff. Like we will help with whatever we can and help you guys.
Yeah. So. All right, Chica, finish your 10,000 steps before you go to dinner.
I know. I am. I'm at almost 8,000.
8,000. I think I did all mine dancing at the gym. I know that's shocking.
See, but like for me, like I already did a workout today, and like I still was only at like 5,000. I think I'm at like 3,000 just talking to you. So
yeah, isn't that crazy?
It's awesome.
See, great multitasking.
Yeah.
And did we talk about you having a standing desk, a walking desk in July, or did you already have it?
No, I just got the desk.
Because I think we were talking about, or it was someone else, this whole idea of, trying to get your steps in, help your metabolism, blah, blah, blah. But they were like, I don't think I can like be at my computer.
No, look, I'll show you. So I just got this. Look, I'll show everyone. I didn't even show everyone yet. So I just got the desk.
Nice.
It's super tall. So like I can literally sit like with like when I stand on the thing, like, I can sit with my hands here and write perfectly. Like it's literally up to my boobs.
Yeah. See, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. And then the walking pad goes up to like 4. I don't know. I was on 2.5. So it's literally like whatever. But like I can write here. Like everything is like, and the desk, like the girls can't even reach it because it's so high. They're like, your desk is so high. And I'm like,
That's good.
Keep your hands off of it.
Yeah, I've got my own little hacks back here because I have my power plate and then I have my power plate bike, which are the equivalent of, you can do, you know, like a 90-minute workout, the equivalent of a 90-minute workout in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I need that in here. I can put one of those
here
somewhere probably.
We'll work on that. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us today as we talk about metabolism. Please message us, hit us up, let us know what questions you have. And we'll see you next Friday.